design of this as may be on the left. Now, if and
Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel VRacademy. We have started with digital electronics to study the different electronic subjects, and today's topic of discussion is sequential circuit. We have already completed the combinational circuit and we have discussed about all the types of combinational circuits, their definition, design and numericals related to that one. So after that, after completing the combinational circuit, the next topic of discussion is sequential circuit, which is very important for designing any type of device which has memory inside it. So first of all, we'll try to learn about what exactly sequential circuit is, and after learning about that one, we'll try to go on designing various types of sequential devices. Okay, so let us start. First of all, we'll start with the definition part, what exactly sequential circuit is, and then after we'll try to differentiate the sequential circuit with combinational circuit, and after that we'll be going for different types of sequential circuit. So this is the agenda of today's discussion. So we'll start with the definition that it is a type of digital circuit which is formed by combining the combinational circuit with memory device. I mean to say, sequential circuit, you can say that it is the combination of combinational circuit and the memory element. Okay, so how if we are representing that sequential circuit with the help of block diagram, it can be represented like this. Now here are the set of inputs that is given to the combinational circuit, which is producing various outputs, and some part of the outputs is given to the memory element which will store the output, and then once again that will be given as the feedback to combinational circuit to produce the newer output. That means you can say that output is dependent on present input as well as the output which is stored inside the memory. So using the concept of this block diagram, we'll be having a definition of sequential circuit, and we can state it as that it is a type of digital electronic circuit in which the output is dependent on present set of inputs as well as past output. So these are the 2 points which you have to keep in your mind while defining a sequential circuit. Just 2 points, you will be able to define it perfectly. The first one is that it is formed by combining a combinational circuit with memory element, and second thing is that its output is dependent on present set of input and past output. So if you will combine these 2 points, you will be able to define the sequential circuit perfectly. Now if we have to represent anything mathematically in case of sequential circuit, so that representation can be done as, now what we have done, we have supposed that xn is the present input and yn is the present output. Then yn must be the function of xn and the past output, that is yn minus 1, yn minus 2 and so on. And that is I have represented in the mathematical format. You can clearly visualize it over here that yn is dependent on f, that is xn, which is nothing but your present input, and the past outputs. These are the past outputs over which your present output is dependent. So these are the introduction part of your sequential circuit, its definition and its mathematical formulation. So just have to remember 2 points and mathematical expression. The first thing is that sequential circuit is the combination of combinational circuit with memory element, and output, that is present input of the sequential circuit, is dependent on the present input as well as the past output. So that is what you have to learn, and once again if you are knowing that, you have to just go for normal representation, and you can so that yn is the function of present input, that is xn, and past output, that is yn minus 1, yn minus 2. Now after that, we'll try to learn about the differences between combinational circuit and sequential circuit. What are the differences? This is the most important question which is majorly asked in various types of examination, whether it is semester examination or you can say any kind of other examination if you are appearing. So what is the difference? So the first difference is the definition. What is the definition of combinational circuit? It is a circuit whose output is only dependent on present set of input. We know it. previously when we have started combinational circuit, there also I have told you about the definition of combinational circuit, that its output is dependent on present input only. But in case of sequential circuit, just now I have said you that its output is dependent on present input as well as past output. So this is the definition first, or you can say I have just made it serial number, then parameters, and then combinational circuit, sequential circuit. So here you can clearly visualize that output is dependent on present set of input, and here the output is dependent on present input as well as past output. Now from its structure you can say the second difference. Here combinational circuit is individual, but in case of sequential circuit it is also containing memory element. So that means I can say that combinational circuit has memory element, does not have memory element, while sequential circuit have memory element present inside its circuit. So this is the second difference. Memory element is not present in case of combinational circuit, but in case of sequential circuit it is present inside the circuit. Now coming to the difficulty in the design. So you can, it is quite obvious that in combinational circuit you need to design only this part. But in case of sequential circuit, along with this combinational circuit, you need to design the memory element also. So definitely, because we are going for two designs exclusively, so the design difficulty in case of sequential will be more, means the design will be complex. But in case of combinational circuit, the design is easier. Now, after that, we'll go for the operational speed. Definitely, the speed of operation of combinational circuit will be very fast. Now, you can ask me why it will be faster, sir. The only reason is basically when we are making the combinational circuit, we are making it with the help of gates. And since we are making it with the help of gates, it will only contains the propagation delay, means output will be only dependent on the propagation delay of the gates. But in case of sequential circuit, it has the propagation delay of this combinational circuit, along with there is a delay that is occurring due to the presence of memory. So obviously, if you are combining the delays of both the elements, it will be higher, and therefore in case of sequential circuit, the operation speed is slower, but in case of combinational circuit, the operation speed is faster. Lastly, the design cost. It is an obvious thing that if you are going for the combinational circuit design, it will have only gates for you are require only gates for designing the combinational part. You need not have to think about memory element, so definitely you will have the lesser cost. But when you are designing the sequential circuit, you will have to spend more amount of money because you need to design the memory element. So these are the basic parameters and differences between your combinational circuit and sequential circuit. Now for your convenience, I am just repeating this one once again. Just remember, just clear out everything, keep your mind calm and constant. You have to go for only two things while going for the definition of sequential circuit. The first thing is that it is the combination of combinational circuit plus memory element. Second thing is that its output is dependent on present set of input as well as past output. Done with the definition part. The second part that you have to remember is the difference of sequential circuit with combinational circuit. What are the differences? The differences are its definition. The definition is combinational circuit, output is dependent on present input. In case of sequential circuit, output depends on present input as well as past output. Second is presence of memory element is there in case of sequential, but there is no memory element in combinational circuit. Now since memory element is present, design is difficult in case of sequential circuit, design is easier in combinational circuit. And due to the presence of memory element only, the operation will be slower in case of sequential circuit, but it will be faster in case of combinational circuit. And last to last is the design cost. The cost will be definitely larger for sequential circuit because we need to design two elements. In case of combinational, we need to design only one element, so it will have a cheaper cost. I think you have got the introduction part of sequential circuit and its difference from the combinational circuit. Thank you for joining. We'll be discussing about types of sequential circuit in the next video. Thank you for joining.